So why can't we have penguins on here? You know, that's like that.
I'm not giving you a pebble.
But I understand.
If I do, I'm just grabbing. Well, there's a pebble and throwing it at you. I'm not.
I like the rough around the edges.
Isn't it lobsters that mate for life?
I don't know. Maybe.
So you know everything about penguins and owls, but lobsters you got.
No. I assume
good
owl. Penguins I do because I watch National Geographic with my little girls. But owls, that's what my mind came to. But then again, now you said the anthem owl. I'm like, oh, well,
We take it up. Let's lose control. We turn it up. And let the good times.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Outside the Ropes. I'm Tom Hannifan, joined by the brand new Impact World Tag Team Champions, Heath and Rhino. Gentlemen, congratulations. It's a promise kept. You guys started out the year, said we're going to end the year as the Impact World Tag Team Champions and knock off the Kingdom to do so. But there were some bumps in the road. Obviously, Rhino had a surgery, was away for a little while, a really bad injury caused by Honor No More. What did that night mean to you two to win the tag team titles?
You want to start or you want me to go?
Oh, you go, baby.
Man, it was one of those goals that I set coming in, period. 2 years ago, I set this goal, and then, Bound for Glory at the kind of messed up with me. But winning these titles to me was like another chink of armor, like one of those little medals to me and like Rhino anyway. Because one, I love him to death, he's my buddy. And we're holding gold in 2 different feds now. So to me, I think it's one of those things to where like, I have a little bucket list in Impact, so I got to check one off. And I'm happy to do it with him too. Look at him, he's a handsome man.
I cleaned up just for this interview. That's one thing we talked about, Heath for Impact and all that stuff. And, that's what goal we set. And then, at the beginning of the year, we made a promise to the fans and we made it public, our goals. And, when he came in and he got hurt, I was there for him. And then same thing, he was there for me when Honor No More tried to put us out. But, it's like one of those things where you accomplish something that you set out to do. And it's so rewarding when you're sitting here with the titles around your waist or on your shoulder. Yeah. And, and then the battle just begins because everybody's gunning for you. So, yeah.
Everybody's targeting Overdrive now, Friday, November 18th in Louisville, Kentucky. It's going to be live on Impact Plus, Fight TV, YouTube for our Ultimate Insiders. But I do want to come back to, Heath touched on it, the injury he sustained in 2020. It was in the Call Your Shot gauntlet match. You end up winning, but in the process, you were fighting for Heath's job. Yeah. Heath winds up being out for the better part of a year. Yeah. What was the communication like between you two while Heath was out?
Well, it was just, just call, see how he's doing. I was there at the hospital that night, helping him out like a tag team partner.
Hey, there's a funny story.
What do you mean helping him out?
Yeah.
There's a funny story.
Well, he couldn't get his britches down. He had to go pee really bad, and and the nurse is like, "You can handle that." I'm like, "Okay, roll over, Heath."
So he hyped me up on my left butt cheek, just so I
I'm
can
holding him there. I'm not
turn
looking.
over.
Yeah, I'm just holding his butt cheek and his back. Yeah, like okay, go. And then I rubbed his back. I go, "You got this."
Then that's when it started getting like uncomfortable a little bit, but funny. And I'm like, "Come on, Terry, man, come on."
It hurt for him to laugh because he tore everything.
It was horrible. I couldn't sit up. I couldn't do nothing.
Couldn't
literally
walk.
nothing. It was horrible. But, having your best friend and a tag partner there, when you really got to go, you got to go. Yeah. So they gave me like a curvy jug looking thing to where
urinal thing.
Yeah, to where I'm literally on my side and he's holding me up by my butt. Well, I'm, doing a number 1.
Yeah.
I wish I would have number 2 though.
No, I wouldn't have helped you out there. You're on your own.
Oh, God. But
Heath,
that
happened, that's true.
You were, like I said, you were out for 11 months, but
yeah.
Your campaign to come to Impact caught fire on social media. A lot of people were paying attention to it. For you to get injured and miss time like that, what were some of the difficult moments in your recovery?
It was literally just that setback, man, because I came in, guns a-blazing, ready to go, ready just to take over Impact pretty much. And then next thing you know, it wasn't in the plans, So me, it's like, happens, and it does, it happens to everybody. So on this, it was more mental for me than anything. The whole me thinking I want to do something and then it's just getting taken away from me. The whole being out for 11 months, the rehab, you know, thank God I had a good system at home with my wife and my kids and everything, so it was awesome. But it was one of those things that was more mental than anything, because even when I got back, I didn't even want to fall on my back, you know, because it was like, what if it doesn't hold? What if this happens? What if that happens? So it was like a total mental thing. But the good thing about it is the support system I had, like Rhino calling me, you know, just calling me just to talk about nothing, you know, just to be like, man, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you, you know, just like people caring and reaching out and all that stuff is what really got me back up on my feet saying, you know what, I'm gonna do it again. Like the doctors were telling me like, man, I hope you can come back. I hope. And I'm like, bro, there ain't no hope to it, man. Like I'm going to. And thank God I did. Thank God the doctor did his job right too, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and then Rhino, a very similar situation, and Matt Raywalt and I talked about on the broadcast in the match against the Kingdom when you guys won the tag titles, is that you have your knee surgery that's caused by Honor No More earlier this year. You're supposed to be out for 6 months. You come back in 4, and there's so much that's talked about in terms of rehab and recovery. I mean, you rehab so well, and at the same time, Matt Raywalt was talking about on the broadcast that you were debating hanging him up, that this maybe was the end because, you know, one more surgery.
Yeah. Well, you know, like Heath was saying, it's more of a mental thing, you know, than anything. And I've been blessed with tree trunks for legs, and that helped the recovery too. Especially when you've had such a long career like I have, and blessed to have that. You know, you think, okay, well, you know, it's easy just to say, okay, I'm done. But it's harder to come back and, you know, and then deal with the mental thing after coming back. Like, okay, is it going to hold? Is it going to give out? And, you know, and then you start thinking of the time on the road, you know, because eventually the window for my in-ring participation will come to a close. Being on the road, you know, like we've got a lot of great stories on the road together, like him losing his wallet after driving 3 hours and figuring it out, not knowing where we were, and him always ribbing me about keeping my receipts, you know, for taxes. And I go, well, I'll just call the gas station. She goes, we don't even know what town. How do we find the number? I go, it's on the receipt. He goes, oh, thank God. I go, you'll never rib me about keeping another receipt again, will you? So we had to drive 3 hours back in that. You know, in the...
And we missed the Dodgers game.
Yeah, we're going to go to a Dodgers game. It was a night off. We're going to get this great. But after 7 hours, we just wanted to kill each other and eat a meal and go to bed. Yeah. So, but, you know, but it's being on the road, learning the business, passing on what you've learned, what I would have missed, you know. So going through all that, coming back early, getting in there and, you know, fulfilling a promise that we made to the wrestling fans on becoming the tag team champions by the end of the year, all that was a motivation to not give it up, you know. So every time I'd think about that and really thought about that, it was, you know, the other stuff overweighed those thoughts. And, yeah.
Wrestling fans know the story of Heath and Rhino. You know, we were all in WWE together back in 2016, where you were a free agent, and all of a sudden, Heath and Rhino get put together, and it's just lightning in a bottle. But how did you two first meet? What was that like? How did you two first become
at the gym?
friends?
Yeah.
That was years ago, though.
Yeah, it was like 2012.
Yeah, 2012. Edge had a hookup at a gym in Detroit that he worked out. And me, Gabriel, Edge, Christian, we all went to the gym to work out. That's the first time I met him, like face
I'll
to
never forget it
face.
too. Yeah, I was over on the hammer strength. There was the incline press, and then Adam and Edge and I, we were training, and he introduced me to some of these guys, and he came over, and I go, oh, I'll probably never see that guy again. Fast forward several years later, here we are, tag champs, and you know, and you know, in a couple different countries, good friends, and yeah.
Are you astonished, Rhino, that after it's been 6 years since you guys were put together, that the fans still are completely behind you guys?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like the Odd Couple.
It is. It totally is. But they, I don't know. Honestly, I still scratch my head about it, because like with my personality and his personalities, and when you really get to know us, we're literally yin and yang. But we fit so well together to where it just meshes out to where it's like perfect. Everyone tells me that. Even when I first was tagging with him, I'm just like, man, how the hell is this gonna work, you know? But then it just smooth like butter, man. Like, it's good.
And we room together too. So
yeah.
And I'm not easy to travel with, because I have little
not.
quirks, and he'll call me out. Yeah, right.
A lot of course.
but he'll call me out on it, and he accepts my little, quirks. But it's one of those things where, I might have a strength and that complements his weakness. I might have a weakness and he has a strength and it complements it. So it's one of those things, even though we're opposites, but we complement each other, not only in the ring, but outside the ring too. It's funny, we were on a live event, and this was years ago, and he gets in there, he's cooking, he's doing everything, and he tags out, right? And he's huffing and puffing because he's just all over the ring, and all of a sudden, I grab the arm, I twist it, and I tag right back out. He wasn't even looking, and he has to tag back in. He goes, "Oh Jesus!" And then just for a rib, I just got in there, turned the guy's arm, tagged. He was fixing his trunks, and he's like, "Why are you tagging back out?"
What are you doing?
And I go, "We got to make quick tags to win, because tag." And then I go, "Tag me back in." He's like, "Thank God," right? So
I literally went in there, I grabbed the
that.
arm that he had, wrenched it, and I just looked at him. I jerked it. I was like, "Bro, you better tag me in." I'm still doing this. Hey, you better tag me in. All out of breath.
No, you guys have always had fun, whether that's as a team or individually. And this year, obviously it's been complicated, and that, Rhino's taken out by Honor No More. So for the better part of the year, Heath, you had a lot of fun going after Honor No More, attacking them at every corner you could get, hitting the wake-up call left and right. And with that was born the Redhead Rebel. And that's not just, a nice nickname because you're a redhead. There's some legitimate roots to this.
A little bit, man. I was a hellion, man. I was that problem child. I was ornery, man. I was a mean as hell little kid. But then again, I didn't really have any guidance either. My father left when I was 2. My mom was working jobs. My grandparents was taking care of me a lot, So it was just like, I'm gonna get away with everything I can. And I got away with a lot until I got caught a lot, But it was just one of those things that I literally got the little nickname, a little redhead rebel, just because I didn't listen. I didn't do nothing like I was told to do. And that was from until I was 8 or 9, a little hellion. And then that's whenever my uncles and stuff got me into boxing. And I started boxing a little bit because I had to do something to get the energy out. But but no, this shirt speaks true, man. And when you say it, it's a little Wyoming County and West Virginia. People will, well, the older people now, would be like, yeah, man, he was a little redheaded rebel. That little. I'm serious. I got called that a lot.
What was a young Rhino like?
Oh, jeez. I just
250 pounds at age 8? What do you think?
Easily. You see these legs? This is for fullback in the NFL right
tree
here.
trunks. Yeah.
You could be a fullback easily.
I watched a lot of wrestling, I played sports, football, I wrestled. I did well in school when I, did my homework like any kid. You just have to do your homework. And I was very blessed to have good parents, and they said, listen, you can accomplish anything you want to. It's going to take a lot of work and drive and all that. And thank God I didn't have parents that said, oh, that'll never happen to you. Because I've heard people say that, this or that, and it's just like if I would have grown up in a household where, oh, no good comes to us, then I wouldn't be sitting here, And I thought, let me give this a shot, wrestling, because it was such a big part of my childhood. I figured I'd rather try and fail than not try and always wonder. And I remember my auto shop teacher, he said, you just have to be good at one thing, and that's what you want to do for the rest of your life. I suck at everything else in life. But
I don't know about that.
You're good at boating.
Yeah,
You have Big Daddy's boatyard.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to the
Big Daddy's
boatyard.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's it like in a nutshell? I've not had the pleasure.
It's literally on
Say
Lake
nice
Erie.
things.
Yeah, Lake Erie.
Lake
yeah.
Erie. No, it's nice. He's got a great little setup up there, man. Everything's neat,
classic
nice.
boats.
He has 3 boats himself. 3. I slept on 1. I rode in 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, he has a nice marina up there. Big Daddy Boatyard. People get on there and check it out.
Yeah, we've been sold out the last 2 years, selling out marinas and selling out arenas.
Woo!
There you go.
So that.
And Rhino. Guys, thank you so much for your time. It's definitely yin and yang, and like those matching owls on your tag titles, you guys are going to stick together, right?
Yeah, right,
it's just
we
how
are.
it works out.
That's the anthem out.
Yeah.
The Anthem Owl. Yeah.
He told me that.
You put it together very nicely.
I know
Yes.
edit that
Rolls
out.
off. It rolls off his tongue.
Anthem Owls. There we go. Edit that one in.
Congrats on your tag team championship win, and best of luck with everything coming up.
Thank you, my man. They do look good on us, right?
Very good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let the good times roll.